This is Jay Swick from Absolute Sublime Reviews, and I'm here with Kerry Knuppe, the star of the new horror thriller film Voodoo Possession. First off, let me say thank you for doing this interview.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Could you tell us about Voodoo Possession, what it's about, and your role in it?
Well, I play Bree, who is a news reporter who has a past relationship with the lead character. His name is Aiden, and we find out that there is some trouble with his brother. He's gone missing, and so we go on we go to Haiti to find him, and yeah, that's kind of where it starts, and then we end up doing a voodoo ceremony and getting caught into Aiden's memories.
All right. How do you like starring in horror movies as opposed to other genre films?
It's definitely a talent to do, and it's I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great experience. You're definitely you definitely have to keep an emotion, just being scared or fear and that kind of thing, take after take, and that can be very exhausting. But the work always seems pretty rewarding.
All right. What inspired you to start acting, and do you have any acting influences?
What inspired me to start acting? I just always loved to act, so it was something that came very natural to me, and that I always I shouldn't say it came natural to me. It was just something that I always knew I wanted to do, and so I started taking classes, and I had a really good coach who encouraged me to look into other art forms to find ways to inspire me, and so a lot of times I look to music and visual arts for inspiration.
All right. So how is shooting in such a quick time span? I believe the whole shoot was only 12 days?
Yeah, it was 12 days. So it was an extremely quick shoot, and I thought the director put together a lot of very talented people, and so we were able to shoot very quickly, and we really only got like one or two takes, so the actors had to be on their game. Well, the actors and everyone, camera, just had to be on their game, and it makes it exciting, very exciting, because you really just, it's almost like going on a play performance where you really just have to, and that's how it usually is, but it's kind of cool because you get those nerves and the excitement too.
All right. I also wanted to ask, how was shooting in the Vista hospital? From the film, it looked like a perfect place to shoot a horror movie.
Oh yeah, that was a really cool venue. It was spooky, and but we were lucky we didn't have to shoot at night ever. I don't think we ever went past I don't know, 7 or so, 7 or 8 or anything. So that was kind of nice, but it was just a really cool area and cool feel to it, and it was really added to the ability to believe that you were really in a different world.
Yeah, it was definitely creepy watching the film. Definitely felt very fitting.
Yeah. And I thought it was very aesthetically just beautiful, the walls and all the way they have it set up there. Just the way what they did with the color and everything. So I think it films just really well.
And how did you like working with director Walter Boholst and the rest of the cast and crew?
I loved working with Walter. I think he did a fabulous job in just relaying what he wanted and what he wanted from the actors and what he wanted from everyone on set. And he kept it light, even though it was really heavy material. And I really enjoyed working with all the actors. I thought David Jenkins did a wonderful job. He was great to work with, and Ryan, and Oh, the mother, who plays Helen. I didn't have any scenes with her, but I just saw the movie last night, and I thought she did an excellent job.
All right. Do you have any plans to shoot any more horror films in the future?
I just finished up one, actually, called Legend.
Okay.
And it was, let's see, I gotta get my movies straight here. And that was, let's see, we shot that a couple months ago. And I really liked that shoot. I was the lead in that, and it was really a cool story. Yeah, so yes, I just finished up.
All right.
And then I actually did kind of a psychological thriller at the end of last year, too, called Home,
Yeah.
which should be coming out in October, I believe.
All right. With Heather Langenkamp, I believe, right?
What's that?
With Langenkamp?
Yeah. So that's really cool. She plays my mom in it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And how do you like acting independent films? And do you plan to do more independent films in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I love independent films. I think you really get to work with the director more, and the other actors. You have they just seem very willing to listen to you and or you as an actor and what you kind of want to add to your character or anything like that. That they're shot very quick, can be really exciting, and really you'll find a lot of things just come out from absolutely having to get the shot and make it make sense. So you just use all of your techniques, all of anything you can grab, any inspiration, anything, and it really helps hone you as an actor, because you start to be a little more aware of what's around you and how to use it.
Okay. And did you know anything about voodoo before starring in Voodoo Possession? And what did you think about the voodoo aspect used in the film?
I thought it was really interesting. I think, no, I didn't know anything about voodoo. And, yeah, I thought it was really quite interesting that you kind of think of it as something that's like spoofy or not real, but it is very real, and people get into it. It can really mess with the mind.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of voodoo films these days, so it was kind of refreshing to see this.
Yeah, I thought he took an interesting topic and made it, kind of touch people that wouldn't really maybe be interested in voodoo. So kind of tie it into this world as well.
So how creepy was it working with Happy Man, Thomas Boykin?
Happy Man scared me. He was a great guy. Off set it was, well, even when he was in his makeup and everything. But he was a really nice guy. But when he was acting, like there's a scene where I was under the bed.
Yeah, very intense.
He comes after me, and Abe. I was actually, there was one time he reached in there, and it was just this uncanny feeling of like, what is going on? Is this real? Is this not real? And who am I? And what is this guy doing? Because he was just, yeah. I thought he did a fantastic job on that, on grabbing that part and really going with it and making it his own. I was really impressed with his work. Just the physicality that he added to it was really fun to watch.
Absolutely, and that scene that you were talking about, the bed scene, was very intense.
Yeah. Like I said, and I mean, we had it. He grabs my hair and kind of pulls me out and everything, and we had it all choreographed and everything, but it was really frightening, just the whole, like, someone attacking you, and someone that is very scary looking attacking you, and yeah, that was a very intense scene.
All right. So far, out of all your acting experiences, which has been your favorite to work on, film-wise?
film-wise? That's a tough one. I feel like every film I've done has had its, and you know what, that's something about independent film. There's always probably like 2 or 3 things where they really spend the money and the time, and then everything else, you know, they do as well as they can with it, but it kind of allows for a room to kind of try things, or to, you know, because it's not so well put together. And so each film I've always been interested in what they spend the money on and where they're really solid, and then the aspects where you're kind of able to play a little more with. They give you a little more freedom, just in the simple fact that they don't have the budget to cover that. And so every film that I've ever been on, I've been really fortunate in that I thought it was a good cast and crew, and with that you're able to really make some magic.
Great PC answer. All right, do you have any advice to aspiring actors and actresses?
You know, that's a tough one for me because I don't really know if I'm at that point in myself to be saying that I have the advice. You know, to give you an example, when I did a film called Like a Country Song this spring, and it had Larry Gatlin in, who I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a singer, old country singer, and I got to talk with him, and he was just very inspirational in the fact that he'd been in the business so long and just kept at it, and I was talking to him, and he just kind of would say some things to where it's hard to even be able to say, you know, give that advice, just because the fact that it was from someone who's been doing it so long and keeps doing it no matter what. I mean, you know, he went through vocal surgery, he went through all this stuff, and there he was still in between sets singing and playing the guitar and everything. It didn't matter if he had a huge crowd or just us actors. And so I don't know, to give advice is kind of hard for me because when you get advice from someone like that, it's like, oh wow, they really lived it. That's something you should listen to.
All right.
So, but yeah, so I don't really feel like I can answer that.
All right, fair enough. So you said you watched the final cut of Voodoo Possession. What did you think of the movie, and what did you think about your performance in it as well? I'm always curious to see how actors view their own performances.
You know, it's pretty much impossible to have. I mean, just because I guess that I had some time, I was watching it thinking, I forgot how this ended. What was the ending scene? And your brain. But the thing is that when you're watching it, you definitely know what the location is. So you don't have the imagination that everyone who wasn't there on set has, that is tying it all together. So it's a very so you're constant. So when you don't have that imagination filling in the space, you're like honing in on every little thing that you do, and the way did something, and if it was convincing, and if you are pleased with it. So it's really hard to watch yourself, and so of course I picked it apart.
All right.
But overall, you have to trust your director, and I think he made some good choices, and it came through.
All right. And if you could leave us with your overall thoughts on Voodoo Possession and why people should check it out.
I think it's a really fun, not fun film, but it's just a really intense film, and it has a lot of little backstories, and you're constantly wondering what all these stories are and how they're going to tie together, and you're doing memories from Aiden, and it's really just where do these memories come from, and how are they? Why these memories at this time? And it's just kind of a fun little mind trip that has some good spooks in it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Mrs. Knuppe, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, Jay. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Thank you for listening to this interview, and I hope everyone's doing well. Take care.
Sublime, sublime.